Hey everybody, this is Perch, and I've got a question for all of you, and I'll tell you my answer, but I'm going to throw the question out right at the beginning. That's what you're supposed to do for good engagement and good videos. By the way, if you're new to this channel, click subscribe and the little bell icon to get annoyed whenever I post shit, which is once a day at almost exactly the same time every single day, unless YouTube does something screwy and it comes out a little later. Like I'll get a notification at like 9:50. It's like, oh, your video is jacked up for some reason. You need to re-upload it. I'm like, fuck. That's why, by the way, if you've ever noticed a video like launches at, Eastern time, 11:04, that's what's going on. Otherwise, it's 11 o'clock, right on the dot. That's when it happens. It's very uncreative. Anyway, the question, but like and subscribe to the channel where we talk about comics and other shit. The question for you is this. What is a popular comic that you enjoy, that you legitimately like, that you get made fun of for, or that you don't, like you hate to admit that you like it because, oh, it's a popular comic and you're not supposed to like the popular comics because we're all supposed to be unique and individual snowflakes who like, indie stuff. And it's like, I like this book. Not any of Jason Aaron's big two stuff. I like his independent stuff. Not Image. Image is too mainstream. I'm talking about the stuff from Bleeding Cow Press. You haven't heard of Bleeding Cow Press? Well, wouldn't be surprised. You look like a poser. Anyway, I'm talking about stuff that you enjoy, that the mainstream enjoys. And I'll give you an example of something I like. I had a couple of books. I mean, look, Secret Wars, the original, back in the 80s. I liked, as has been explained to me many times before. Yes, I am aware it was created to sell toys. Yes, I am aware that creatively it was to half bankrupt. I am aware. I still like it. It's a fun story. It's just cool. I mean, what's crazy about it is if that story is an example of, a creatively bankrupt comic that's designed to sell toys, like, sign me up for more of that, because compare like the storytelling and the complexity of Secret Wars to, say, Fall of X. The original Secret Wars, the Mike Zeck for much of it, Secret Wars, is like goddamn Shakespeare compared to some of the stuff we have now. So it always cracks me up a little bit of like Secret Wars was designed to sell toys. That's not a real comic book. That's not a real man comic book for men who like to read, who are readers. No, like I like Sandman, the only corporate book that I'll enjoy. And even then, with that Netflix tie-in, they're pushing it. And oh shit, I'm not supposed to like that anymore because Gaiman's a sex pervert. All right, never mind. But I mean, you've met these people, and maybe it's just me, running a comic shop. I heard a lot of these things. You'd have somebody coming in like, I'm really excited for this Maximum Carnage event from Marvel, and people like, this isn't Shade the Changing Man. I love Shade the Changing Man as well, by the way. That was a great comic. I did love it. But there's a lot of mainstream comics I like too. I liked the Infinity Gauntlet. I thought it was pretty good. You had George Perez, you had Ron Lim. The biggest frustration I had with that was that George Perez wasn't doing all of it. But man, that first issue, fuck, that was a good comic. I remember like going in, there's like 500 copies of that on the shelf, and it's all new. Its comic smells new, and it's got that amazing George Perez art, and it's like, fuck, this is good stuff. Anyway, I loved it. I think that's where there's a lot of comics like that are good, enjoyable, fun comics. And they're dismissed because they're popular. So my question to you is, what's a comic you like? What's a comic that you enjoy, and goddamn it may be the Nickelback of comics, or, you still love it. And it doesn't matter because it was a good read and entertained you. Fuck it. I found a lot of, like when I would talk to people who were like, well, what classic Marvel and DC comics do you enjoy? It's like Watchmen, Daredevil, Born Again, nothing else. And it's like, okay. But Crisis on Infinite Earths, pretty good. That's another one, by the way, kind of like Secret Wars. Crisis on Infinite Earths, the original one. Again, George Perez, beautiful to look at. I've had people tell me, it's like, well, that's just so, that's like a baby comic. They've got baby superhero stuff. And it's like, I remember somebody comparing it to Star Comics. So something that Marvel was doing at the time. There's a Alf comic and I think a Heathcliff comic and I don't know, not Richie Rich, but it was weird because they got a lot of the properties that weren't Disney and they were Star Comics. I remember something like, well, Crisis on Infinite Earths is like a baby comic. It doesn't have the intellectual superiority and thought provoking excitement as, like Watchmen. And it's like, well, that's true. That's true. It doesn't. But actually, no, it's not true. It doesn't. I mean, have you ever sat down and tried to read Crisis on Infinite Earths? That is not a casual sitting on the toilet kind of read. That's an actual, like, there's a lot of deep shit going on in that book. Granted, it's not, Rachel Pollack's Doom Patrol in terms of strange concepts, but it's like, that's not, you know, what always cracks me up is like compared to the comics today. Look, I like Jonathan Hickman. Many of you on this channel do. But compare Jonathan Hickman books to, again, Secret Wars, The Infinity Gauntlet, Crisis on Infinite Earths. I mean, compare them. You might be surprised to discover that, Hickman's stuff, it's a lot more simple than you think. People read, it's like, did you read that Hickman? And again, I like Hickman. I like the Time Runs Out, the incursions in New Avengers and Avengers and New Avengers. I like that series. I like the Illuminati's trying to figure out what to do because the Earths are fucking up and blowing into each other, and Iron Man and Captain America are odds, and I like all that stuff. It's good stuff. But if you think that is some kind of intellectually superior art compared to Crisis from the 80s, you're high. Like it is Hickman's stuff. If you just read the two, it's a lot more simple than you think. Still enjoyable read, still not shitting on Hickman, but it's a lot. There's a myth out there that, somebody was saying on one of my comments the other day, it's like, you have really deep intellectual thought-provoking writers like Steve Orlando and Jed MacKay and Jonathan Hickman. It's like, okay, that's a weird trio of writers to be really? Okay. Again, nothing against Jed MacKay. He writes enjoyable books, but, you're gonna, I mean, there are people out on Reddit who are like, Jed MacKay's stuff is way more intellectually engaging and involved than Alan Moore. Like, all right, you're just shitting on popular things. So I'm curious, what are the books that you enjoy that are popular, that are mainstream, but fuck it, you enjoy it anyway because they're just good books? And by the way, I'll throw this out there. For some reason, everybody woke up this week, not everybody, but I'm seeing this big hatred for the show Severance. And they're like, I don't get it. I don't know. It's just a bunch of slow-moving intellectual bullshit. It's like, oh, that's actually a pretty damn good show. It may not be your cup of tea, totally fine. But that's it. It's well shot. It's well acted. There's some different stuff going on. I mean, Christ, if you think that's like brain surgery level of show, like the show is about a technology that allows people to have a work personality and a home personality, and they don't know what the other's doing, which allows the home personality to just basically fuck off all the time, and the work personality to just be trapped in work and the existential horror of that. It's that complicated. Oh, and there's some mysteries about what's this evil corporation doing? I don't know, something dodgy. But who did I see? I saw, was it Tim Pool? I think it's Tim Pool was like, I don't get this show. I don't know. What's it even supposed to be? Really? If you can't figure it out, I'm sorry, then you have no right kind of telling us what the culture is about. Like, it's not hard. You may not enjoy it. That's totally fine. But don't tell me it's like, this is way too mentally challenging for me. Fuck. Sorry, no. You can enjoy whatever you want. But that's my question to you. What are pop mainstream comics, things that, the critics write off as being just too simple, too mainstream, too dumb, whatever it happens to be, but you enjoy them. They're comics you go back to, you love. I could list them infinitely, but I give you a few. So what are yours? Let me know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, of course, and thanks for listening.